Welcome to This Week in Poker, your source for the latest happenings in poker news. I'm Christy Arnett. The major buzz this week has been about the big games online and a new player who's been stirring up the action. An unknown player, only to be referred to by his online name Isuldur1, has been tearing up the 500, 1000 No Limit Hold'em and Pot Limit Omaha cash games on full tilt, taking on the likes of Phil Ivey, Tom Dwan, Patrick Antonius, Cole South, and Alari Sahamis. Millions of dollars have been exchanged, but since barging on to the Nosebleed Stakes this past month, Isildur is getting the best of his opponents. In just the last couple of days, he's won $1.2 million from those 5 players and about $4 million in the last 4 weeks. There's been much speculation as to who this player may be, but no official word. For more on this ongoing story, check out cardplayer.com's news archives. In World Series of Poker news, Jeffrey Pollock announced his resignation as commissioner this week. He's held the position since 2006, and during his tenure, the overall numbers of participants has increased each year. On Pollock's final day with Harrah's, the organization sent out a statement that reiterated that it was pleased with the results of the 2009 WSOP, and at this time, there's no intention to replace the commissioner role. Now on to an update on the tournament trail. WSOP bracelet winner Matt Kekawan took down the $5,000 buy-in WSOP circuit event at Lake Tahoe for more than $106,000. Across the seas, the PokerStars Asian Pacific Poker Tour crowned its latest winner, and Dong Bin Han won the Philippines main event. He beat a field of 319 players to win the $148,000 top prize. The PokerStars European Poker Tour also has a tournament this week. The Vila Moura event in Portugal kicked off on Wednesday with a field of 136 players, which is now down to 69. Alex Kravchenko and Johannes Strasmet are among those who are still competing for the top prize of $600,000. The Full Tilt Online Poker Series ended this week with the culmination of the $500 buy-in main event. When the field of 5,471 players was reduced down to the final 3, the remaining players made a deal and played for the rest. The winner was Shivago 2, who snagged the top prize of $419,000. Kevin Pianowski was awarded $316,000 for second, and Adam Junglin took down $290,000 for third. Julio Rodriguez caught up with him to talk about it on this week's edition of the Online Zone. Here's a clip from the interview, followed by a quick mashup from the best videos on Card Player TV this week.
Well, take us through that F-Tops tournament. It's the main event. Was the skill level up there in your opinion, or did you find yourself navigating the field relatively easily?
Well, when they were down to like I don't know, 2 or 3 tables, I really didn't play any significant pots really. Now I can really think about it. I mean, that went to showdown. I should clarify. Mostly just chipped up, like at the actual final table. I don't think I knocked anybody out. I just maintained. I went in second or third in chips. Everyone was real close near the top, and then whenever I'd open pots, they'd mostly fold to the players on my left. I made a couple key 5 bets when people would 4-bet over my 3 bets, but I just had strongest hands to go with and pick up those pots without showdown.
Vanessa Russo showed us her new Lamborghini Gallardo.
So it's really cool. You've always been into cars since you were 16, and you work hard for your money, so you get to splurge sometimes. So what is it like to actually have a tangible dream of yours that you can get into every day and drive to the Bellagio to your job?
It's so much fun. Like, I mean, seriously, I used to totally dread doing errands like going to the grocery store and whatever, going to get gas. Now I'm looking for extra errands to do just so I have a reason
You can drive 115 to the grocery store.
Yeah, right. Well, I think I could technically, but yeah, the problem is this car isn't that inconspicuous.
Yeah. Andy Block talked about semi-bluffing and the strategy behind it.
Right, and it's usually better, not always, it's usually better to bluff when you have some chance of winning the pot when your opponent calls you, because then it's sort of like you're getting a discount on how much you're putting in for the bluff. It's one way to look at it. Yeah, if you're betting, let's say, $100,000 into a $100,000 pot, and you're going to win the hand 30% of the time when your opponent calls you anyway, it's only really costing you like a third of that. That's what it really is going to end up costing you if your opponent does call. So you're really risking a lot less to win the whole pot. So you're much better, effectively much better pot odds. there because because you have the extra draws.
That's it for This Week in Poker. We won't see you next week, so have a wonderful Thanksgiving. We'll be back for another installment of This Week in Poker on December 4th. I'm Christy Arnett for Card Player TV.